Pete!
No, what's
Hello?
up?
Hello, dude.
Oh,
Long time no speak.
yeah, true, man. It's been a while since we spoke, right?
You've been busy?
Yeah, busy with work and such, as usual.
Yep. Busy buying a big car?
Dude, I'm actually proud about this car now, so
That you were able to save up for it?
yeah. And now I'm totally broke, kind of.
Yeah. It's good. That means you're not gonna spend all your money on MapleStory.
I mean, I still have a little bit, right? But
Yeah.
it's also not.
Probably have
a lot.
enough clothes to deck out all your characters twice.
Yeah. Or maybe a little bit more.
More than
Quantum.
twice.
Oh man.
Okay. So, let's see. Did you check the video about the events?
Gonna check it after the stuff here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. I'll just go over the basics, like if it comes up, and then you can read up on the rest.
Yes.
Have you already picked a quest for this week?
No, not
Okay.
now.
Okay, good. It's better to not have picked and then pick the right one now than have picked the wrong one and then lose
True.
lose the next 5 days or something, 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where do we start? Are you level 233?
Yes.
Yes. Are you playing a lot again? Cause you're like 100 or nothing, right?
Yeah. I mean, okay. I split it in between now, so I probably do my dailies on my shadow and such, right?
Mhm.
And I go back to KMS. So I play both games now.
Okay. Do you enjoy both for like different reasons, or do you just still play this one because you're ready so
No,
far, so it feels bad to leave it? Or
I still enjoy both, right? So this is, and dude, and I also spent so much in GMS. It would be retarded if I just
left it all.
left everything, right? So
I don't know. Maybe it's even dumber to hold on to something you don't really like anymore.
I play both.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, what do you want to achieve with this character, or with this account? I guess.
With this account, I currently want to go into endgame bossing, kind of, and I feel like that my current state is pretty off meta right now. So, and I want to approach something new, kind of, with new gear and such.
When you say endgame, what bosses do you mean?
Let's say, I think Lotus and Damien is a good start, kind of.
Have you? How far have you gotten with those bosses?
I tried to solo them, but the Lotus is kind of probably because of my mechanics, because I don't practice a lot. And I feel like I'm also lacking of a lot of damage also. So damage and mechanics kind of probably, and Legion probably also, because I think Legion will boost you a lot.
So everything?
Yeah, kind of everything.
So should we, like, for short term try to do that, like see how we can get you to solo Lotus and Damien,
Yeah.
and then set you up for what to do beyond that?
Yeah.
Because I've soloed Lotus and Damien on my Cannoneer, and he's level 220.
Okay, never mind. I'm out.
With like I don't know, with like 16k stat, I think. So I think with just practicing mechanics and maybe some adjustment, maybe in your link skills, I think you should be able to do that. But it's mainly going to be practicing. I don't know if you've looked for like YouTube videos of shadowers doing it. Because you have that one skill that lets you like teleport to something that you have stacked, right?
Yeah. This is Blade Ascension.
Can you use the like what's the cooldown on that?
It's 15 seconds.
Can you use that to dash through the laser? Because it's like a teleport.
Yeah. So I need to stack up 3 times with assassination, right?
Mm-hmm.
So assassinate has like two attacks kind of. So the first one and the dunk, right? The dunk is the one that actually gives a stack. So
Yeah.
and so you need the 3 stacks, and after the last, or let's say the fourth, right? The fourth dunk, you need to press where was it? Blade of Ascension? No, Trick Blade.
Trick Blade, yeah, that sounds more like it, yeah.
So I need to press Trick Blade afterwards.
To reposition. But that works as a teleport, right? Like you pass through damage and stuff?
Yeah, and also give me 1 second iframe. But sometimes I feel like if I have 3 stacks and I go for the dunk, right? And afterwards the Trick Blade, sometimes it's not triggering the teleport at all.
I think you can only teleport if you have a certain amount of stacks of debuff on your target, right? And if you don't have enough stacks, it might not work.
Yeah.
So that might be it, because the stacks can expire after a while, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't upkeep the stacks, it might not teleport to it. Because I know people use that in Vellum, like in the suck phase, where they're like, if they have the boss debuffed, and then they just use it to teleport to the other side where he is, even if he's on the other side of the map. But I was thinking you could probably use this for the laser phase as well, right?
Yeah, I can also use it for the laser phase.
Like, do you have any problem doing that, like with phase 1?
Phase 1 is actually no problem, but I need to, let's say, the mechanics kind of when it goes fast and when it's not going fast, when it goes like other clock wise, you know.
Yeah, the other way, if it switches,
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I mean, the second phase should be also pretty good. And the last phase is probably mechanics, you know.
So what is the main difference for you between the second and the third phase? Because if the second phase is pretty okay, the third phase, the only thing that's really extra is the purple balls, right?
Yeah, the purple balls are kind of fuck me over, because sometimes they are not showing up and I just die from something that makes no sense.
Like the first ball, if it's right on you, then sometimes it kills you before you can even get out of the way. I usually had that in the past as well, but it's been better recently with me still being able to get out of the way without getting hit. I think they changed something that it's not quite as unfair. Like if the first hit is near you, you're just already dead before you see the ball come out. Like that doesn't really happen anymore. At least it hasn't happened to me in like the last months. But other than that, during the purple ball phase, what I would say is always keep moving, and always try to move in the opposite direction of where the last ball fell, and just always keep walking. And if you see the purple, and try to look for the purple indicators on the ground, and not so much for the balls like in the background, but like look for the indicators on the ground. And if you see it pop up, immediately just change direction and walk the other way. And as long as you keep walking, the only thing you have to look out for is if there's demolishizers. That's like the only other thing, right? That's important.
Yeah.
So look for indicators on the ground and look for like big debris falling that could stun you. But you still have dark sight, right? So you can immune. So if you run around with dark sight, it's mainly just looking for the indicators on the ground. For me, it's a little bit harder on my Demon Avenger because I make the frenzy pools on the ground that are also purple. So it's like very hard to see where is he shooting and where am I shooting.
Yeah, man, I know.
That's trickier, but you don't have like big AoEs on the ground like that. So I think it's always just best to keep walking because you already have like beginning move speed.
Hmm.
And you do have like the dash skill as well, right? Is that Trick Blade
Yeah.
that like shoots you forward?
That is something that's like
Or Assaulter or Shadow?
I don't. Okay, I don't have my key settings here linked. So yeah.
Is it this one? Is it?
Yeah. This one. But I rarely use it because I have the third job. I think the third job dash or something. Because like the assault one is probably only for when it's really tight, you know.
Yeah. When you have like split
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just need to say, "Hey, later."
Yeah. Later, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to do that if a purple ball is like going close to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is what I'm mostly doing. And so kind of bossing links. I don't know if my links are pretty good for
Yeah,
bossing.
we'll get into links as well because that's also important for your survivability and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you use a bind when you boss?
No, I don't. So for me, to practice kind of with, I don't use bind usually because I want to see, okay, if I can do it without the bind.
Mm-hmm. But the problem that you have is you have one of your biggest damaging skills locks you in place for quite a lot of time.
Mm, yeah,
And
that is
and if you don't combine that with a bind, you're almost like kind of suiciding.
true.
Because I assume that you get killed a lot because of that using that skill as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what happening with the Bokies when he was trying to use it on Seavel, and it doesn't work, right? Because as soon as you start using it, either a tail shows up or a rock shows up, and then you just die. So it's not
Yeah.
worth it. So it's better to just, for him, I give the advice, just get rid of that skill for Seavel, just get an extra boost node, level an extra boost node, and then he was able to kill it with just practicing and with mechanics. So I would say either don't rely on the skill or combine it with a bind. Like you have rope lift in right now. Rope lift is not very useful for Lotus because it's like for phase 1 it's either too fast or too slow depending on how fast the laser goes.
Mm,
And for phase 2 and 3 you don't use it. So I would switch it out with the bind and then see if you can combine the bind with all your burst and then maybe get through phase 3 faster so you have to deal with the mechanics less. I do agree with you kind of like if you can kill it with a bind you should probably also be able to kill it without a bind because the boss run should just last a little bit longer.
yeah.
But aren't you also like a little bit laggy sometimes?
Yeah, I'm playing with 190, so
Yeah.
I mean, the meso weave is still kind of smooth for me, but sometimes it's not
Yeah,
triggering.
yeah,
so-
exactly, yeah. So
And
I mean, you're already playing on like hard mode just by playing with your ping. So I think you might be making it a little bit unnecessarily even harder by trying to not use the bind because you have the room for it. You might as well use it.
Yeah, true.
And what some people might also do is they would use something like Decent Sharp Eyes, for example, instead of Holy Symbol. And then when a boss is almost dead, equip Holy Symbol instead of one of the boost nodes.
Yeah.
Because those don't go on cooldown, and then you can always switch it to kill the boss.
Currently, I think my gloves giving me sharp eyes.
Ah, okay.
So that, yeah, and this is why I don't currently use
Okay,
the
that's
sharp
fine,
eye
yeah.
node.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm saving up right now for queuing and such. And if I got the double crit damage thing and I don't have sharp eye, I'm gonna probably switch it out for something else.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, yeah. How much money are you sitting on right now?
I'm like a 2 bill right now. Like it's been a while since I played Maple, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
and I also think my character is kind of out to date in terms of like rings, probably gear.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So, so I think for Lotus, besides that, it's just like some practice, I think. But with
Yes.
those tips, and the other thing is that I want to look at was the link skills, because I did see like a few missing that I think could be very helpful. One thing that is just very useful is the resistance link skill that you don't have.
Yeah.
Especially for bosses CRA and beyond, because there can be like effects Like if you do die in phase 1 laser and you respawn and then you respawn into another laser, you're like dead immediately again, or you die to a Lotus and then you respawn, but then the purple ball still goes off, or or he still does like the laser even though the platforms are already gone and you die again. Like those can just kill your run.
I think the worst boss, I think, is for me HMAC, to be honest.
That should be one of the easier ones because you have knockdown resistance in your assassinate, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you time your assassinate well, he should never be able to like knock you out. And getting knocked out of the blue and killed there, that's one of the main problems for people. And you also have Trick Blade and you have Dark Sight against the balls. So that should actually be one of your best fights. What usually kills you in HMAG?
What usually kills me, I think sometimes it's because of my rhythm, to be honest.
Your timing?
Yeah, my timing in general. Like I can do like 75% pretty easy, but
Yeah.
then but somehow I suddenly just fuck everything up, kind of. So
yeah, and
I
then what
don't
can
know
happen is that you can kind of like trigger respawn just to be like and then you just run into death, run into death, run into death. Does the green mist kill you sometimes?
No.
Okay, that's good. That's mistake number one, is that people fight on the sides and then get green misted the whole time.
So usually when I fight HMAC, I try to fight to the right as much as possible. So
well, the right also has the mist, right? You want to fight him in the middle.
yeah.
Um,
But middle or right at this position, kind of.
Yeah.
But I try not to fight him to the left where I spawn, right? So
Yeah. But again, that's also because you don't have the resistance link, so you don't want to get killed when you respawn. But if you have the resistance link, then you can still jump out of the way, and then he can dash away with you. And that could be fine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely advise working on the resistance link and getting that to level 8. It'll just be... I know what... like, I understand what you're saying. Like, it kind of feels like cheating. But, I mean, these are things, like, in the game that are available, right?
Yeah,
these are part of the mechanic. And some bosses just count on you having that. And if you don't have it, you're just making it harder for yourself than it needs to be.
Yeah.
And the combination of that and the combination of finding the rhythm of the boss... Like, HMAC very rarely does like the blue swipe back out of nowhere. Usually he webs you first, right? So you can't jump anymore. So if he webs you, it's a good idea, like if you see the animation for the weapon going off, to like stop your assassinate and to wait until you see that he's doing the blue stuff and then pop your assassinate so you know that you have the knockdown resistance. But also for HMAG, what's going to help you a lot is just in the end, once you get past the last 75%, is just making sure that all of your cooldowns are up. If you die, just stay dead. You know, if you try to, of course, unless you die in a corner, right, then you want to respawn. But if you die in the middle, just stay dead in the middle. Just wait for all your cooldowns to come back, and then just use the bind and burst them down. Like, it feels a little bit like cheating, but I mean, you have the access to it, right? So why not use it?
Yeah, true.
So with your skills and with the possible burst that Shadowr has, I think once you get him down to like 20%, 15% of his HP at this level, you should be able to burst him down very easily.
Yeah.
So just go in and just use the regular skills until he's like, until like 30 or 40% HP left, and then you could probably just burst him down from there. Just make sure that he's like standing still, because if he dashes like out, and then your damage gets like divided by 10 because you're not in the blue and everything, that can be tricky. But you can you can like stay in dark side during your skill without one skill, right?
Yeah. I think like if I pop everything, I forgot the
Yeah, it's like a purple thing. What was this called again? Shadow Walker or something?
Yeah, this one.
Does that keep you in dark side?
Yeah, this one keeps me in dark side, and I think if I use something else, I forgot, that keeps me also in dark side.
Oh, is it like advanced dark side or something?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know anymore.
But yeah, that should allow you to just not get killed by the balls in the last phase, and then you can just use your 2 burst skills to like just fuck them up, and that should be enough, right? Like you have some AoEs you can put down, and then as soon as he walks into them, bind them, pop your other stuff, Shadow Walker, the other stuff, and just fuck them up.
Yes.
And the same thing with Lotus. Will just be mainly just poking at him until everything is up, and then just going hard on him. The thing though with low level boost node for, low level skill node for the bind is that you will have a very long cooldown, so you'll have to probably burst once during the bind, and maybe even twice off the bind, and then once again on the bind. So it's not like, oh, I'm equipping a bind, now I'm basically just like closing my eyes and rolling over him. Like you can only use it once in a long time, so it's not like super easy mode. Then you still have to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if the main thing that kills you is the purple balls, that's like practice, keep moving, and then make the boss run shorter by equipping the bind, I would say. But definitely work on the resistance link. That will save you a lot of troubles, and will just save you extra lives. Are you relying on the Phantom Instinct still right now to get your critical rate? Because you have a level 1 Phantom Instinct, I see.
I think I don't need it.
I would check with like unequipping it and seeing how low you go.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you have... I think you have decent sharp eyes on here because your critical damage is also buffed.
Yes.
But just to see how far you are. Other than that, some link skills that you could get rid of might be Tide of Battle, because sometimes it's hard to keep those stacks up during a boss fight. Especially during your burst, right? You might not be moving as much, and during your burst is kind of when you want the damage the most. So that makes it more a mobbing skill than a bossing skill, unless you have mobility in your attacks. Like let's say if you're a Thunderbreaker, right, and you're dashing around, or you're a Nightwalker and you're always jumping in your attacks, like that keeps Tide of Battle up, and then Tide of Battle is also really good bossing. But for most other classes, it just kind of like fizzles at the most important times. Keen Edge is something that usually gets replaced by either Core Aura or something else as well. And then Phantom Instinct only if it's useful, of course. And then Elementalism tends to get replaced with the Mage link skill.
Okay.
The Explorer Mage, because it gives 1% less damage, but 9% IED on top of it.
Okay. This is nice.
If you have it stacked, yeah.
Because I think I also need IED.
Yeah, you're at 91 visuals, so that's already pretty good. Have you calculated your functional IED?
Not now, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I think my boost nodes are right now at level 34.
Okay, so that's pretty close.
Yeah. I need 6 more levels on them.
Yeah, that's pretty close. And the other thing you can do is if you are, if you get familiars, did you see me yesterday? Because I was training yesterday.
I went pretty early.
Oh yeah.
I went pretty early to sleep.
I see. Yeah, I went pretty late. Familiars, even on the lowest rank, can get a 15% IED line, and it seems pretty reasonable. So I opened a total of about man, how many was it? I think a total of about 300 familiars to get 2 familiars with 15% IED on 2 characters. So I got 4 of them out of that. So it seems like less than 1 out of 100. Seems like, yeah, somewhere between 50 and 100. Someone in chat got 2 of them in 30. I got 2 in 150 for the first batch. Yeah, or 2 in 200 in the first batch, and then 2 in 100 for the second batch. So kind of like evened out there. But that can be 2 lines of 15% as well, which is really useful, right? Because that's already more than Bravado twice. And you're on common and even on rare familiars, you're probably not going to get anything else that's useful. And it's also possible to get maybe a little bit of critical rate on there, which critical rate is kind of valuable, like if you can get it on a familiar, because it can save you hyperstats maybe. Oh, that's the other thing, like I can't see what your hyperstat distribution is right now. That was not in the stat window. Wasn't.
Yes, shit. But I didn't went for crit on my hyperstats.
Yeah, no crit rate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no crit rate.
So like a little bit of low crit rate, if you like get rid of Phantom Instinct and you get like just shy of 100, then getting a little bit in your hyperstat should be very cheap, and that can make up the difference, so you can still get to 100. But you get a lot of it from building those Shadower stacks, right?
Yeah, I do
Um,
get it.
and usually you pre-stack that so that you're always at 100 when you're starting and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so that's Lotus. And how about Damien? How's Damien going?
Damien is actually smooth. The only thing that actually can kill me are the legs of
Yep.
Damien.
If you're just lagging and then he
Yeah.
does like weird attacks and pushes you into the fire and stuff.
Yeah, so I am able to do Damien with no problems, but yeah, the legs are the only thing that kind of kills me most of the time.
Nothing else kills you ever?
Yeah, nothing else kills me. Like I also got to the last phase, and yeah, everything went pretty smooth.
Okay.
But most of the time it's just the lag that kills me, and this is what I mostly hate
Yep.
about most of the bosses, and also yeah, EU ping.
Yeah, Yuping, yeah. Well, so for Damien, the one thing is that when he does the punch with like the pink blob like next to him, right, and he like dashes
Yeah,
through,
yeah.
or when he dives down from the air with the yellow crash, in both of those cases, there's like an aura of damage around him for like 2 full seconds, maybe sometimes even like 3 seconds after that. And if you approach him too soon, that's when you'll get knocked back and take damage and take a stack as well. That's usually the one thing that trips people up, even when they can kill the boss. Because sometimes the sword will be there, and then you go a little bit too soon, then you get knocked back, and you take damage from that, and in the sword, and then you die. And it's also unnecessary stacks. It's better to take it a little bit more slowly and just wait until he starts the next attack, and then approach him. Because you'll just build stacks more slowly, and you'll have to worry less about cleansing and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only extra thing. But I think with some practice with the link, if you work on those links, I think you'll Lotus will become much easier. And it'll just be a matter of just like practicing and just keep walking in phase 3. Always keep walking. If you stand still, it's like you'll have no starting speed, right? So you'll be slower to respond.
All right.
Yeah, and using the bind. But I think that should be enough for you to kill them. And that'll be like very short term, and then we can start thinking about. So, do you want to keep leveling? Do you want to go to 250 or?
Yeah, I want to keep leveling my Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So my Shadow will be probably the main bossing, and I wait till 0 comes out in Reboot, right?
Yeah.
And I probably then play both of them because I want to main 0 and Shadow then. At this point.
Just the simple characters with hyping.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I love 0, right?
Yeah.
I always wanted to play him, but I'm not able to play him on Reboot, and this sucks. Like, I think since I started Reboot, like 2016, somewhere around there, I always wanted to play 0, but I didn't want to start regular servers.
Yeah. Derek said maybe that he would maybe come back. So
It's
if you could, you can convince him.
Yeah, I'm going to convince him.
Yeah. Okay, so you do have some ways to go with Legion for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That can still help you out. Reaching 6k will be very useful. And I said this last time as well. Legion is kind of intense to get to 6k and 8k if you're aiming to just main one character and then that's it. But if you are trying to main a bunch of characters or just have a bunch of characters pretty far, then Legion is basically like upgrading your gear on multiple characters at once.
Yeah.
Because it's always there. It's always helping you out. And then the link skills, since you can freely move them like twice per day now, there's no limit really to how you can use those either if you have like 2 or 3 characters that you're playing a lot. So in that sense, you get a lot more value out of Legion. So there would be... Could you still have room for... Like, there's still 11 characters you can make, for example, right? And in Reboot, that's very simple. Just make the character, boom. In non-Reboot, they have to get the character slot expansion stuff, which is significantly harder. But so even if you just make the extra 11 characters, at level 60, that's already 600 levels. And then if you get them all to 140, that'll be 1,500 levels. So you'll be at 5,700. So it's really close to 6k then already. Because you have a few now that are lower that you can level.
So the main goal right now for me in terms of Legion is that I want to get all the characters I currently have to 200 actually.
Ones you have
And
now?
yeah, once I have done these, I probably get the 11 character slots and just make everything to 60 or 140 first. Most of the time, like and this is why I'm just focusing right now on one character to level him up to 200 and to the next one. So I think
I get where you're. Yeah, it's more inefficient that way because if you can get the easy levels very quickly and way more easily by just expanding the amount of characters you have for now until you hit 40, and then because of the extra Legion size you will get, the characters that you want to get to 200 will get to 200 faster because you'll have more member bonus and more grid bonus and more link skills to make them stronger once you want to level them. And you'll have more Legion coin income, so you'll be able to use more Legion coupons and double coupons and that kind of stuff. And because of the current event, I think if you go like really hard for 1 week on Umbra, because I know how hard you can go. I think if you go hard 1 week on Umbra, I think you can get like past 5.5k, and you know when you go from 5 to 5.5, you can put 5 extra characters on your board. Yeah. And with 5k, you'll get 1 extra grid, so you'll get a lot of extra critical damage. You know, for leveling mules, you'll probably need to do the different setup, right? Maybe for more critical rate and stuff for mules.
Yeah.
And maybe some extra in EXP or something, I don't know. And then that will, the characters that you want to get to 200, that will get them there way faster. And then to get to 200, I would focus on the characters that you eventually want to get to 210 for the level 3 link, or the characters that have really good S ranks. Because I see you have level 200 Ilium, but you, and so Shade is a really good one there, right? Because you have the critical damage.
Yeah.
But you also have Ilium at 200. Is it just, did you like Ilium, or are you just doing it to get it to 200?
I just did it to 200 because it was a pain in the ass to level him up because of the disconnects all the time and such. And I was thinking, nah, I don't do it. So I just terror burned this guy to 200, and
you terror burn, but the terror burn gear expired, so that's why he's wearing the frozen gear.
No, he still has the terror burn gear. To be honest,
okay.
Like I never actually equipped them.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's one other thing. So remember that your level is very important for your Legion power.
Yeah.
But what is also important is your Star Force on the character. That also gives you more Legion power. For every multiple of 60, you gain a decent amount, and that will help you get more Legion raid power, and then it will help you get more coins. And if you're going to be building your Legion and working on your Legion, coins are very useful just for the extra experience coupons there. So if you have the gear, I wouldn't do it now, but like something like a 1+1 Star Force event is really good to Star Force up on mules, just to get from like 0 to 12 stars on stuff very cheaply. But there isn't one announced now in the Sunny Sundays, so I'm waiting for one of those as well, but I guess we're gonna have to wait at least 6 more weeks for that. Yeah, I got like 12 characters prepped waiting for Star Forcing, but I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer, I guess.
Okay, so I'm not that far right now.
Not quite. But the Evan is like a good choice, right? If you can get the Evan to 210, then that will definitely help you get more value out of the skill points. Did you see the skill points of the current event?
No.
Let's see if I can open it up. So if you go here to the Celestial Festival, and then you go to Overview, here you will see the 3 skills, right? Where you can choose one of the 3 events. Do you roughly know what they do?
No.
Okay, so Surge, basically, when you kill monsters, you build up a gauge, and then when it reaches 100, you can do an explosion that kills monsters in the map, and you will get 1 stack that gives you a percentage of experience buff, and you can use that skill 50 times per account, per world per day. So if you use it all 50 times on one character, you can get 50 stacks on one character, up to 100% bonus experience. And every stack lasts 5 minutes and adds to the previous one as long as you use it before the other one expires, right? And then the total buff can last like over 4 hours on one character, but then you can't use it anymore for the rest of the day. So this is really good if you're planning to get what you said, like one character just from 140 to 200. But I would say that's mostly useful if you already have all the characters at like 140 and you're trying to go from 6k to 8k Legion, or you're just trying to power level one high level character. Then that would be very useful, I think. Umbra is like the... Do you remember Amber Waves in the Utah farm?
I think...
It's like a special map where you can just go into and everyone has their own monsters and the monsters are scaled to your level and you can just train in a flat map with monsters and it's like very good for weak low-level monsters, low-level characters. And you only have to be level 61 to enter and you can do half an hour a day per character. So you can do like a lot of characters in a day. So if you're building your Legion from, if you still have like 11 characters to make, for example, right? Or you have a bunch of characters that are still below level 100, this is very good. You can get up to 100, you can go out, you can do Zakum, you can come back. Like if you leave the map, it just pauses the timer. And then when you come back, it just continues for your character. And you get bonus experience in the map. So this is like very good to build up your Legion, for example. And then Unending Night will give you double symbols from all the dailies. And at the higher ranks, we'll give you also node stones in some areas, and at the highest rank, it will give you triple symbols even.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and Umbra, when you get to a higher rank, Umbra gives you a longer time. So every rank up will give you 5 more minutes in Umbra per character, and will also give you more experience for killing monsters, more experience bonus. And then Surge, if you go up in ranks, the experience bonus per stack will go up. So now it's 2%, and it'll go up to 3, to 4, and then to 5 at the highest rank. So your experience bonus will go up from 100% to 250%. So some of these make more sense to do early on when you're still a lower rank, because you need time to build up the higher rank. And some of these make more sense to do when you're already a higher rank, because then you can get more benefit from it, right?
Okay.
So I think Umbra is one of the ones that's very good to do early on, because even if you get the benefit of being able to be in Umbra longer, it's kind of weird to be able to be in there for 35 minutes, because usually you'll use half-hour coupon, and then you have 5 extra minutes off coupon anyway that you could be using on another character with a coupon, so that feels a little strange, right? So I feel like Umbra is a very good one to pick early if you need to work on your Legion. So I think for you that's a good fit now.
Yeah.
And I know that you can go very hard. I think if you go hard on Umbra, I think you can get to between 5.5 and 6k. The problem is now, of course, that it's already Saturday, so you'll have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday you can pick a new skill.
Yeah.
So it'll depend on how far you get by the end of Tuesday. If by the end of Tuesday you still, I can still make a lot of growth for my Legion, I'll pick Umbra again for another week. And then after that, you can be, okay, I'll either pick Surge to, like, if you get far enough, Surge to go power level my Shadower and get far with that guy. And then either pick Unending Night once you reach 235 with Surge on the 3rd week, so that you can reach Esfera and you can have all the areas, all the symbols, double everything up, and get a bunch of nodes, so you can still level up your boost nodes on your Shadower, because you took a hit there when you switched characters, right, between Dual Blade and Night Lord and everything.
Yeah.
So you can still use nodes, or you stick to Surge and just power level more. I think that would be the best setup for you. And also, what could also happen is that if you go Umbra now, and then for another week and leveling, and then Surge and leveling, maybe the last week you're like, fuck this, I leveled so much, I just want to chill and do my dailies, and then that's it. Then Unending Night will be like, okay, you don't have to have the pressure on you of always having to train everywhere. And at the same time, the dailies that you do, you'll get triple the symbols and you'll get a bunch of nodes. So it'll still feel rewarding, and all the hard work will be rewarding, and you won't have to work as hard, because with the bigger Legion and the Link skills, you'll be able to be a lot stronger. The other thing that I didn't mention yet that will help you a lot if you're bossing, are you in my guild on the
Yeah, I am.
So do you know about the guild skills and how they changed?
About the changes, not, but I know about guild skills.
Yeah, so the guild skills used to be really difficult to level up and kind of bad. Now we have 2 guild skills maxed and 1 almost maxed, and the one we have maxed gives you 30% critical damage for half an hour and 30% damage for half an hour, and then we have another one that gives like 16% boss damage for 16 minutes.
Okay.
So if you use buff freezers and all of those 3 skills, I think Lotus and Damien will like just melt before you. So you can try. If you try with those, I'm pretty sure you kill them first try, especially if you have the bind and if you work on the resistance links, that kind of stuff. And then you can try do it, make it harder for yourself, and then try without them. And then if you can still do it without those, then try without the bind. But first, I would say just try it with them, and then work your way from there.
Yeah.
And then make it harder. Not try the hardest mode, because then, I don't know. For some people that works, but if you get stuck on the fact not being able to kill it for too long, then it can be demotivating, right?
Yeah, true. It can be.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the things, and don't forget about the familiars, the cards. Try to get IED on there. They'll be very useful, so that you can also maybe roll out of some of the link skills that don't give you as much now, like the Ho-Young makes your damage range go up, but it doesn't really help you with bossing, right? Because it only gives you bonus damage on the first hit, and then for the rest of the bossing, it's just only the IED link. Yeah, and then IED is nice, but if you can get bigger sources from other ways, that would be better.
Yeah, true.
I think your Matrix, other than that, your Matrix is on the right way. Did you see the new skill coming for Shadower?
Yeah, I saw it.
Looks pretty good, right?
It's great.
Yes. Oh, and if you have another, do you have a Night Lord or a Dual Blade? You don't have any of those, right?
Yeah, I don't have any of those anymore.
So if you do make those, their link skill will stack into your here on the top left. So it doesn't take any extra spots. So you'll just make your own Thief's Cunning stronger. So I guess we can kind of like make the list of what characters would be useful to level for you in Umbra.
So probably the resistance one I probably need though.
Yeah, resistance seems like a good idea. Yeah, you have Beast Tamer. Do you have a Hayato at 140, right?
Yeah, I have Hayato 140, Jet 140, Kinesis 147 or something. Or 151 pro, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, those are all the crit damage ones. Oh yeah, here's the Jet, yeah. Is this the Kinesis? Oh, 141, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
141.
And this is probably a Xenon?
Xenon, Hayato, Kana.
Yeah, Mercedes, Beast Tamer. The classes are sometimes in the... It's a little hard to see, but these look like dual bowguns to me. Even Slayer. Yeah, you got most of the important ones at 140. And some that are just fun to play, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Ho-Young, Angelic Buster. Did you like Ho-Young?
To be honest, I do. I like this class.
They fixed there were 2 skills that like were buggy because of the attack speed being too high. And they fixed that in the last patch. So they kind of kept the attack speed lower, so the skills always work as intended now.
Ah, okay.
That was a little bit of a annoying thing before, at least for me.
I never, to be honest, I never actually knew it or knew about it. I just played
if you were training with like Speed Infusion and with Green Pot, then you would hit the attack speed cap. But in KMS they have the soft cap, right? And because we would go over, it wouldn't respond like it should because it couldn't trigger fast enough, and then you'd kind of be like stuck using the fake version of the skill when you wanted to use the real version. So they lowered the attack speed of those 2 skills where that was a problem, and now you can use them appropriately. So that gives you a little bit more reliable moving around the map, and not like, oh, my skill didn't work, now I'm dead. Like that kind of, like, oh, I'm trying to use Trig Blade to survive, and now it just doesn't go off, so now I'm dead, I guess. Like that feels good to have a little bit more control.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to make sure that I'm not telling you like, hey, you have to do this and you can't have any fun, right? Because if you do like the Hayato or like the Hoyoung and you want to get it to 200, then you could definitely also do that. But if you're going Umbra, I would say that's definitely really good to just get the Legion up there, and then you'll know that like after you get the Legion done, then you can go into Surge, and then you can either level your main or you can just power some other classes as well if you want to do that, because then that'll be very good to get the really big experience buff on one character for the whole day, and you get like a 4-hour buff, and then you can just go crazy in those 4 hours, and then just and then chill, then relax afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the resistance characters, that would be very, very useful for you. Possibly, I would say like make a Night Lord for the critical rate, right? Because that's always useful. So we have Mechanic, Wild Hunter, Battle Mage, Blaster. I think you'll like all those classes because they're kind of like off-meta characters, and you tend to not really like the most simple, straightforward meta classes anyway.
Yeah, this is why I don't play dual blades, right? Because
it was fun,
meta,
but then it was always everyone was dual blade, so.
So and this is why I actually switched to Shadower. And to be honest, Shadower is a great class, but it's like Shadower is just an underappreciated class, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And
they're very good solo.
Yeah, they're good solo. They're also for party. I think they are also pretty good.
Yeah, they have the I keep forgetting the name, but like
smokescreen.
Thank you.
Yeah, smokescreen and other stuff that can give benefit the party a little bit. And like dual blades, like dual blades is just straightforward the solo class, right?
Yeah, they're just they don't bring anything to the party except a lot of damage.
And this is why I don't play DB anymore, since when I train or something, most of the time I'm only seeing dual blades, and I'm thinking, dude, like few months ago there was the like only Night Lord, and now it's literally
it really
It's
switched.
literally only DB.
Yeah, mainly because the survivability, and it became more reliable. But then when people are DB and they want to level past 250, they all switch back to Night Lord because it's so much easier.
And this is what I hate about people. Like, why can't they stick to one character?
Like you, who stick to dual blade?
Yeah, like
I'm just kidding.
To be honest, I think I trained my dual blade to 230 or something, and then I just
further than most, I think.
Yeah, then I just switch around, try a little bit. Then I'm thinking, it's not mine, so I went back to dual blade then. But then the meta changing, etc. Fuck that shit. I go to Shadow.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it was a good decision to switch to Shadow because he's way more reliable when it comes to bossing. To be honest.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you find one that like fits you better. So the other thing we can work on is the Explorer mages, right?
Yeah.
They used to be very low level because they give you like intellect and have no link skill, so it's like super low priority, right, for your legion. But they're kind of strong to train. Also, so the one thing in Umbra is that sometimes there's sand rats that spawn that are very strong and that can one shot low level people if you have low defense.
Yeah.
So one thing that would be useful is to put your to fill up your legion. If you make like the second preset for your Umbra characters, to fill up HP in the middle to make sure you have a big chunk of HP so you don't die in one shot. And if you play mage characters and stuff, to always have your magic guard on to make sure that way you can take the hits and don't have to die from that. But yeah, so that'll allow you to get the damage and ID link skill. And then I guess you can make a dual blader for the link skill, right? To stack it with your current one.
Yeah, I need to, right?
Yeah. And then, do you have a Luminous?
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, you have a Luminous. Okay, because I was like thinking like you had that. I must have seen the link. And then Blaster, you already have a Demon Slayer. Yeah, I don't know, but Mihail is probably not very useful for you.
I don't.
At that point, I think at that point, just make whatever that you don't have yet. I don't think you have any of the like hero, paladin, dark knight either, right?
I only have hero.
You have hero?
At 207 or something. 207.
Oh yeah, you played, because I was thinking like as soon as I said hero, I was like, didn't you play hero for a little bit? You tried to, because it's so strong, right?
Yeah.
It's got a dummy thick. Oh yeah, 207, and then the Pathfinder, yeah. Yeah, so the combination of oh, and you don't have a marksman, right?
Yeah, I don't have a marksman.
Marksman is usually very shitty because of the map layouts and stuff, but the Umbra is just a long flat map. So for marksman it's actually pretty good because you can that's marksman territory, right?
Yeah.
So you can use the hook shot to kind of like dash through the monsters, and as you're dashing through them, you can use your piercing shot to just go from side to side. So that map is actually pretty good for them. And you can stay far away from the rats as well, kill them from a distance so that you can be safe as well. But yeah, so remember the HP, and also if you need more HP, you can also use the red potions from Monster Park. Those also give you like 2,000, so that together with the legions will give you enough HP to not die to the things. Because yeah, maybe get a few buff freezers just to be safe, right? So you don't lose all your buffs if you die there. But yeah, people use buffs in there all the time, and it also shares the buff with other people in the map. So if there's a bishop, you can get Holy Symbol, and if there's a Beast Tamer, you can get some skills and stuff. So that's pretty nice. Sometimes there's Dark Knights, so they give you Hyper Body. That also helps you with the HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I guess the last ones you just make whatever you don't have yet. But I think if you have one of everything, so you have to be level 61 to be able to enter the Umbra.
Yeah.
So what you could do, I don't know how long you would take to prep all your characters to get there. What you could do,
probably not long.
But you can make 10 characters a day. Yeah, I don't know.
A few hours.
A few hours to get all of them to 61?
Yeah.
Okay. You're
like, you know me, man. Actually, when I go hard, I go hard, right?
Yeah, true. So. Yeah. Yeah, so if you can do all of that, yeah, I guess activate Umbra then, and then go hard on that. And then depending on how far you get Tuesday, you can be like either go for Surge to level individual characters to 200 or to 210, right, to get the level 3 links maybe.
Yeah.
Or stick to Umbra for another week and then run them all out. But yeah, if you pick Umbra and you'll be like, well, but I'm gonna be done by like Thursday, right? And then it's kind of a waste of the last 5 days. So then maybe Surge makes more sense, but then Surge kind of locks you into only doing one character a day, but that's maybe what you want, right? Just one character a day, and then focus a little bit on bossing, other stuff, other games, play on KMS, something like that. So whatever makes sense for you. But you know what the events do now, so you can pick that better. So with every 300 points you make, so every day, just whatever event you do, you can like cap on points up to 100 per day, and then you can get up to an extra 40 by doing the Fire Thief. Have you done the Fire Thief already?
Fire Thief?
Yeah. It's like
so.
Okay. So you got to go to the event map on the right side. There's a map there for Fire Thief. Basically, you there's like one boss, and you just got to damage him and damage small monsters around him, and then when you kill him, he gets stronger and higher level, until he gets to a certain level where you can't kill him anymore, and then how many points you get, that gets transferred into extra points.
Yeah.
For the day, basically. So try to get as far as possible there until you like deal 1 damage to the boss, and then just get out. And like all the small monsters are damaged, then just get out and then grab your points, and that'll help you get more points per day. So that'll help you get to the rank up faster, so you can get the stronger effects, and that'll also help you to be able to buy skill points. So there's an NPC on the right side, and he will sell you skill points for 300 points.
Yeah.
And then so here's the festival, right? And then the celestial skills are here. And then oh, I switched it. Yeah, there you go. So for experience, I think getting to this skill is the best here if you can get to rank 2, right? This one gives you 100% more experience when you're on a rune. So in Umbra, there's no runes, right? So if you're going full Umbra, this one is probably better. This one just gives you more experience for killing monsters that stacks together. But if you're gonna do, so you need 300 points for 1 skill point. You're probably gonna get like 100. Your character's level 233, so you're probably gonna get like 120 20 points per day, something like that.
Okay.
So it's probably going to
Wait,
take you...
can I cap on different characters, or is it
No,
account
it's all
now?
shared like between the account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you're doing Umbra and just Umbra, training in Umbra, killing the sand rats, you probably will finish the timer on like 3 or 4 characters before you cap. But there's other ways of capping as well. You can check exclamation mark events, and like all of the events are there.
Yeah.
But if you want to get this one, then you have to get to rank 2. This is mainly useful if you're going to be using Surge later, because there are no runes in Umbra, right? Because it's just like a flat event map. So if you're planning on staying Umbra longer, then getting more experience just from monsters makes more sense, and then you want to invest in this one. If you're planning on like power leveling your main, if you're just trying to get to 235 and they got all the extra symbols, then you can go for the last one instead. So this one gives an extra symbol for all your dailies. This one gives another extra. This one gives another extra. And then this last one gives you per character per week reset coupon for Empress, Magnus, and all the CRA bosses.
Oh, okay.
So you can get extra if you're trying to make some money, like, and you're trying to practice with bossing. You can get the extra Magnus practice in. You can get the extra boss crystals. This one gives you double Monster Park EXP, and this one gives you 30% boss damage.
Oh, okay.
So these could be useful if you're only trying to aim for 235. If you're trying to aim leveling faster, I would definitely take these two. But nothing, like, the rest are not very useful, like double Elite Boss, you know, double Inferno Wolf, double Polo Frito. This one gives you 100% more experience on the combo orbs, but the combo orbs already give you like 900 or probably like 650%, right? Because of the Arid skill.
650.
So it's a smaller percentage extra compared to what you already get, compared to this giving you 100% during the whole rune duration. So for leveling, I think if you're going full Umbra, these are the best. If you're going Umbra and maybe Surge later, then these two, and maybe this one. This one gives you buff duration on all buffs. So that's also pretty useful, but you need to be rank A already for that.
Okay.
And then if you're mainly gonna sit out and do like the extra symbols and all of that stuff in the last days or in the last week, then putting some skill points in these will be useful. So you can just put in whatever skill you want as long as you have the rank horizontally enabled. Unless there's an arrow like this, that means you have to have the skill on top leveled before you can put a point in the lower one. Right, so the middle line is like in order vertically, and otherwise you just look if it's available horizontally. So these are like separate skills. Yeah. Okay. And then I guess we can look specifically to your gear to see what would be good to work on first.
Alright.
Right, so you're mainly concerned with your rings because you have a lot of event rings.
Yeah.
How is your situation with Gollux coins? Do you have old Gollux coins left?
Yeah, I have like 2.5k.
So every week you can buy coins from the shop to transfer old coins into new coins. Up to 100 per week, so don't forget to do that. It resets from Tuesday to Wednesday, so one day before the weekly boss reset, don't forget.
Yeah.
Other than that, have you tried Gollux since the changes?
I tried it once.
And got surprised, probably.
I mean, I got surprised, but it was smooth.
You still Helixed?
Yeah, I still do Helix.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Yeah, so the drop rate for the equip seems quite a bit lower. You only have one attempt, right? So if it bugs out, that's going to be yikes. And also, the resistance link will also help you a lot, because sometimes if you die and then you respawn, you just get hand clapped again, you lose another life, right? So that's not going to happen if you have resistance link. That's going to be very useful. And just remember the old trick, right? If you're stuck or if you're inverted with the bomb and everything, if you can get to the right side, left side of the map and exit, then that cleanses. You can just sit there and wait for your cooldowns to come back, and then go back in with like fresh cooldowns and fresh burst. Yeah, building up coins is going to be very important. And now we can buy backups in the store.
Yeah. For
a reinforced and solid. Honestly, even if you get a reinforced and a solid ring, and do you still have the kind of treasure on this character?
I don't think so. I think I boomed this one.
Yeah, it's possible. Or you throw, like I threw mine away a long time ago on my DA, for
Uh,
example.
I
Yeah.
think I boomed it from 17 to 18.
Oh yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, was on 17 to 18, and I got mad, and then I quit.
Gamer decisions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So you could get a solid and a reinforced ring to 17.
Mm-hmm.
There is a no boom room coming, so you could Star Force them up. Basically, there's some events like this Sunday. There's 5, 10, 15.
Yeah.
After that, there's the no boom room, but the no boom room is only available once you rank up to rank A in the event. So that's why that's also important to keep working on that.
Okay.
And then there's also a 30% off event, but that's after the no boom room, so there's no overlap with any event during the thing. So what will be mainly important is that you check with the calculator to see what do I want to Star Force and during which event will it be the cheapest.
Yeah.
Have you worked with the calculator before?
No, never.
Because
I
somebody
didn't
made
even-
this recently. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't even knew there was one.
So let's say you want to do the reinforced ring. And you want to get from 0 to... well, let's say just up to 17, right?
Yeah.
So you would safeguard. And let's say
No,
you
I-
do it during 5, 10, 15. Oh, that's not too bad, right?
It's actually not bad.
550 to 700 mil. Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay. I mean, it can be average, right?
Yeah.
But at the end,
You mean this?
hard.
You'll be this?
Like my shield took me like, I don't know, like 300 mil or something.
Mm-hmm.
So probably it's everything about down.
So 30% at off is a little bit more expensive. And if you go no boom, it's more expensive. If you go, let's see, if you go no boom up to 15, and then you go 15 to 17 during 30% off. Average cost for that is pretty low.
Yeah.
But it's about the same. It's about the same as this. So I probably do it during 510. Whoa, that's with no safeguard, sorry. Ah, there you go. That makes more sense. I was like, that number is really low. So that's like... Okay. So that's like closer 800 mil to 1 bill, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. And then if you would go 0 to 15 during no boom, because then you don't have to safeguard, then it's like 260 mil to 350. And then if you go 15 to 17 after the event during 30% off, with safeguard, it's still like, yeah, that's more added together, right? Yeah, so it makes more sense to just do it during 5, 10, 15. So that's the thing you could do. And then what that would do, though, is that you would have to then cube those for damage and recube your current rings for drop.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the gains you would get from that would be really worth it. You would have a lot of stuff, other stuff that you could get to 15, get to 17 first, right? That you already have backups for, that you might not have to safeguard at all. Because I think what suffers is your CRA stuff at.
I think it's 15 stars most of them.
Your head is 17, and then your top, pants is 16, top is 15. Okay. Are you further away from your microphone, by the way? Because you're a little bit more quiet.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it makes like a huge difference how close you are, and then on
Yeah.
YouTube they won't be able to hear you, man. Yeah. Okay. Your shoes are 15. Cape is 17. Because you see the difference, right? From 15 to 17, you get 23 attack on your cape.
Yeah, I see. It's
And
huge,
26 and 26 stat. That's like an extra on the glove as well. Could be like an extra 10 to an extra 12 attack. I think you get more value out of getting everything to 17 during the next 5, 10, 15 first.
Mm.
And that's already going to be pretty expensive, because if you have like a level 150 item, you're trying to get from 15 to 17 with Safeguard with 5, 10, 15 per item. Yeah. Oh, the median costs stays exactly the same every single time. Because they just calculate 30% of the 16 to 17 and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be like less than 500 mil per item, right? Unless you get unlucky. But you have a lot of items.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do the badge, right? Because you don't get attack if you go past 15.
Yeah.
So the badge is like very, very low priority. Because it only gives you stats, so you don't have to want to worry about that one.
And also, this is the only the only ghost ship one I have.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only one you can get. Oh, on all your accounts,
Yeah.
you mean? On all your characters?
My Kana. Yeah, only these two have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed out on a lot as well. I went to sleep, and
Yeah.
then after I went to sleep, they gave the update that they were gonna remove it, and then when I woke up, the game was already down, so I lost out on like 20 badges or something. If I went to sleep like 5 minutes later, I could have seen the update and then stayed up like an hour or two doing extra badge quests. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do the your belt is at 11, the earrings are at 11.
Yeah, I need to work on these to 15. So.
Well, so let's see how much money you have working with. Are you doing Maple Tour? Do you know about Maple Tour?
Yeah, I'm doing Maple Tour every day.
And Ursus? Not
And
doing
what?
And Ursus?
Yeah, and Ursus also. And yeah. And on my shadow are the bosses, right?
Yeah.
CRA,
Mhm.
HMAC. Princess No, even though I hate this one, but I mean Mezzo is Mezzo, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe training and doing dailies could also be a good way of making money compared to Princess No has a lot of downtime now, right? Because you can't really, the monsters really just take normal damage now, don't they?
I don't know.
Have you done it since the last patch? Because I think they
No,
made it
I
harder to
didn't.
kill the ads in like phase 2, 3, and 4. They actually, I think, only take normal damage from like everything now, so you need a whole party to do it now.
Yeah.
So Princess No might be off the menu.
Yeah.
To keep it in the cook terms.
Oh man.
So let's say if you focus on the two pendants, on the what was it, the top, the pants, the glove, and the shoe. Then you have 6 items. So there's a good chance that those 6 items together already cost somewhere between like 2 and 3 bill, right?
Yeah.
And that's already this
Probably.
Sunday. That's tomorrow. So then you'll probably be out of most of your money, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's best to do that and then save up a lot of money. And then with the money that you save, get the I don't know if you have enough coins, but try to see if you can afford the solid and the reinforced ring and get those to 15 during the no boom room. And then for the other items that you have that are not 15 yet, save up money for the 30% off.
Yeah.
That's coming on.
I think I currently have like for sure over 2.5k Golox coins.
Yeah, but you can only. Oh wait, this is a bad picture. Oh, no, never mind. You can only trade 100 per week, so you're like kind of time gated there. But if you keep doing Helix every day, that's an important daily for you to do. Keep doing Helix every day because you need backups for Superior, and you can also sometimes get reinforced, and then you can use the reinforced later to like fodder Transfer Hammer into the Superior. There's a lot of value in those as well. Why does this happen? What is this acting so weird? Like, is it like skipping week 1? The fuck? Okay, that's not how I cut this, but okay. So the Star Force 30% off is on September 27th. So you have 1 month to save up a lot of money. Because you'll have a bunch of other items that you want to get to 15 then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One month of Kana farming and dailies.
Well, you're gonna have a lot of. You're gonna be working on Umbra as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like in between. But the Maple Tour and Ursus will give you like 1 bill per week, roughly. Right, like 50 mil from Umbra, like 100 mil from Ursus combined is like 150 times 7 is roughly 1 bill.
Yeah.
So then that means that by the end of September you'll have everything 17 star. And you'll have the rings. So then the next thing will be to upgrade the potential on the rings. And then you'll have to wait for a... well, then you're probably going to be working on potentials first. And then save up for another 5, 10, 15 to get everything to 17. Because you'll have like some things still at 15. But then you still have like a good thing to look forward there. And then what you could do is reroll the current rings you have that get replaced for drop rate and mezzo, so you can make a little bit more money, more nodes, more familiars while you're training. And then, well, not more familiars, that's not unless you go to Moonbridge. So Moonbridge and up, Moonbridge, Labyrinth, and Limina are dropping familiars now. But that's a little bit far away from you still, so you'll still have to power level your way through that.
Yeah, I do.
If you... So after all of that, after like September, if you get to cubing... probably the most important thing you can do is start to recube your secondary. Because the 20% boss is like half a line, right? And the IED hopefully will no longer be necessary once we work on the links, work on the Legion, and work on the familiars IED. Then hopefully the ID line shouldn't be necessary anymore, and then you can just go full attack or 2 lines of attack and 1 line of boss. That'll be where you can make the most gains then. And then the second thing after that would be to roll your heart and your medal. Heart and your badge, I mean, sorry. Yeah. Because those have a low amount of junk lines, so those are the easiest ones to go to 24, 27, or to 30. And then after that, I don't know about the emblem. Emblem can be expensive. I think you could roll like 12 attack and 9 attack instead for like 21, but that would be like a small upgrade. I don't know about the emblem. I'm kind of wanted to keep the emblem the way that it is.
Yeah, I think the emblem is has a lot of trash lines at the end, so...
Yeah, there's like some 5% chance to dodge 10% HP or something. Dude, what the fuck? Why is this even here?
And getting attack is also so...
Yeah, 1 line is okay, but even 2 lines seems to be so rare, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be very disappointing. The emblem is still something to keep in mind though, but we'll probably circle back to that later. I think the other thing you want to work on is one thing is useful is on your the Monster Barker medal. Are you working on that?
Yeah, I'm working on that. Currently I'm using the Red Tiger one.
Oh yeah, that one's okay, but the extra 10 IED would be nice. One thing that's very useful, from what I understand on Shadower, is reduced cooldown on your skills on your hat.
Yeah, and I think Nikki told it to me that I should get it.
Yeah, it will give you more utility in the bosses, and it'll just help you move around the map faster when you're training as well.
Yeah.
So if you can get one out of that with a line of luck, that would be very useful. That's probably the project I would work on after the heart and the badge, like when it comes to the order. Then after that, I think it would be either to work on your emblem or work on trying to get... I wonder if it's worth to go for like 2 lines. Well, maybe your pants first, right? Because your pants have 1 line of luck only, 9% luck. And then I don't know how much you would want to spend trying to go for 2 lines of crit damage on your glove, because it's still on average like 12 bill, which is kind of a lot of money for you to save up.
I spent somewhere last year around 3 bill or something, or 4 bill to get try to get the double crit damage line, but nope. Guess what?
You still have crit damage and stat and decent sharp eyes, which is still valuable.
Yeah.
So I don't know how high it is on the list. I think it might be more important to go for like better potential in your shoe, I think. And then maybe your eye and your face to try to aim at least for 23 on all 3 of those. Just like the level 160 gear, basically, to try to go for prime line plus one lower line at least. I mean, ideally you get what you have on your cape, right? But that's probably not going to happen on all the other items. But if you can get like 13 luck and then like 7 all or 13 luck, 10 luck, something like that on your shoe, like just to finish all of them getting at least 2 lines. And then there should probably be another 5, 10, 15 event, right? That you can get everything to 17. And I think at that point, you'll be past 235. You'll have all of your symbols high leveled. At that point, should probably be in like Lucid, easily be in Lucid parties and stuff. Because don't underestimate how much extra damage you get from guild skills with buff freezers. If you can hold those the whole run, those is very, very strong. You have that badge. We'll have the new skill coming in. You'll have the reinforced. You have all the superior stuff at 15. I guess on the side you could work on your flames a little bit, right? Your flames are also not like insane. So do you know how it works with flames, like with the progression grid? Like what numbers you want to look for?
Yeah, I think so. I looked at it, but it was like 1 year ago.
Yeah, I don't think I changed the numbers very much. The idea is still the same. But you'll be closer to, you'll be like in the middle of the late game, right? So the middle of the late game stages is like solo Damien and Lotus and party Lucid and Will, right? That's what you're working on right now.
Yeah.
So you'll be like halfway through the middle. So for non-flame advantage stuff, you'll be like low 30s, mid 30s flame score. And then for things with flame advantage, you'll be looking for like 80, around 85-ish on like your CRA stuff and your cup and everything. And then on the Abzo stuff, something like 90, 95 around there for flame score.
Damn.
Yeah, and if you, so even if it's like, that's probably looking like 20 to 25 stats on all your items, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't spend a lot on flaming.
Yeah.
The only thing I flamed was my weapon, to be honest.
That's the most important thing to flame, so that's the one where you would throw money. That's usually what I do, but if you start bossing more and more, you'll see more and more flames, especially if you redo the rings and you get some with drop rate, and you have your familiars. And remember also that the Legion coupons, the green ones, stack with familiars for drop rate. So if you're gonna do all of your bosses in like in a shorter period of time, which you will be able to do when you're stronger, and you use the Spider Familiar and the Legion drop coupon, and you have like a buff freezer to make sure that if something weird happens, you don't lose the coupon, right? And you have some rings with drop rate, you'll see a lot more flames as well. And then you can just slowly start working everything up little by little. That being said, though, I think well, for flames, we should prioritize the weapons still.
Yeah.
That can still use some work. And then after that, just go by the highest level items that have flame advantage. So that would be your Abzo stuff.
Yeah.
Then slightly lower level items with flame advantage. So that's your CRA, your Pink Holy Cup, that kind of thing. And then comes the highest level item stuff that does not have flame advantage. So that's like your Sweetwater stuff and the high level Golok stuff. And then the lower level items without flame advantage. But I don't think you have any low level items without flame advantage.
Is it still worth going as Sengoku? Or
Sengoku for what?
Sengoku badge and such. Yeah, I think the badge.
Oh, the badge. The badge hasn't been in the game for like 3 years or something. That event is like completely out, and the map is also gone. Like you can't teleport to the map anymore. That event is probably never gonna come back.
Next what are you doing?
Yeah, no, they completely axed that whole event. That hasn't been around for, I think, over 2 years.
Yeah, I remember that. I still have some coins of this.
Yeah, me too. The Oda coins, right?
yeah, the Oda coins. Because I'm thinking, okay, maybe I get the Sengoku badge.
Yeah, no. That's that's completely not in the list. No. No, and if that was a thing, then I wouldn't have told you to work on the potential of this one, right? Then we would have just saved this one and then worked on the next one. No, but don't count on Sengoku badge ever coming back. If Sengoku comes back in some way, then I don't think there's going to be a badge in the store. They pretty clearly steered away from that, right? Removing the Ghost Ship one and then not bringing back this event, even removing the map,
Yeah.
Star Forcing the heart is something you could do during the No Boom Room, but it only gives you a little bit of stat, right? So it's not
Yeah, true.
it's not very valuable. So you could do it just to fill up the stars, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only usefulness there. I think it's more useful to save that money and throw it on cubes to try to get more potential instead.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what values to aim for. You know a little bit about what dailies to go and what the current event can do for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so for the flame on the weapon, just follow the progression tab as well, right? So you're going to be aiming here, so you want to have at least tier 6 attack, and then maybe something extra like boss damage, all stat, something like that. Because I think this is a tier 5, right? Do you know how to check?
I think it's a little bit lower. If I remember correctly, that
192. And it's a level 160 item with flame advantage. Yeah, so it's tier 5. See how I check that?
Yeah.
So tier 6 would be 77. So if you see a 77, that's what you're going to be aiming for. And then if you can get like a lot of luck or some boss damage, anything in that area, then that will be definitely a keep. If it's just tier 6, you can keep it for now and then work on all the other flames instead. And then when everything is done that we just talked about, so that's like months from now, then you can go back to the weapon and make it and try to go for like tier 6 attack and tier 5 boss, something like that.
Yeah.
But if you don't hit that immediately, then just stick to a tier 6 attack for now, because just a tier 6 attack gives you 18 extra weapon attack, which is one attack is like 4 stat for you, so that's like 72 stat worth. So that's like a whole flame. That's probably like the whole flame on your cape, like extra, basically. Just for 1 tier higher attack, right? So that's how good it is on your weapon. But also like your cape can go to 80 to 90. All the CRA stuff can go up to 80 definitely. So if it's like 20 to 25 stat on all these items, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then these together. Actually, this one is pretty good already. So this one counts for 7, 8, 9, right?
Yeah.
And then this one's already pretty close. 9.5. 10. This is kind of useful. Yeah, this one has some luck. Yeah, this one is 44. That's really good.
Doing the Goldox stuff is so hard, man.
Yeah. So this is like an extra 250 luck, I think, worth that you can get out of flaming. So it's not like compared to Star Forcing and to cubing, it's not the best. But afterwards, it does add on, and because you'll have more percentage luck at that point, then that will be multiplied by even more. So it'll just be worth more. So 5, 10, 15 Sunday. Umbra list of links. Keep doing the important dailies. Galax rings for No Boom Room once you reach rank A. Keep ranking up. Keep buying the skill points that matter for you. Pick for week 3 if you want to keep doing Umbra, if you want to switch to Surge. Last week, if you want to keep training, keep doing Surge, or switch to the Unending Night for the symbols and the nodes. Then save up money for 30% off. Get all the stuff that's not 15 yet, all the 15 then. After that, work on recubing and saving up for another 5, 10, 15. If that comes, get everything to 17. And then work on the cubes in the order that we talked about. And then for flames in the end, like on the side, you'll be working on flames while you're bossing, right?
Yeah.
So like you can have a list of priorities, like with your gear, like your shoes have 54. So this one would be an easy one to get better. Your gloves are 57, so these can easily go up to like 80, 85, maybe even 90. Yeah. So that's a lot of possible gains there. Even if you had like 30 and like 5 all-stat or something, like that's already really good. That would be a big improvement from now. You don't have to immediately go for the highest. If you make like a decent improvement and it's better than another item, then just switch items and then just keep slowly like leapfrogging them up and up and up.
Yep.
Just see whichever item has the best potential for improvement. Like your hat has a lot of room for improvement as well, right? Is that 40? This can probably go up to like 75 to 80 very reliably. So this one has a lot of improvement as well. Like, your hat only has 4 more flame score than your your monocle, but your monocle doesn't have flame advantage, but your hat does. So it's like, yeah, your monocle is gonna stay where it is, but your hat's gonna like has to like double that at least.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and remember that percentage lines of all stat are more valuable for you because you have 2 secondary stats, right, with strength and dex. So don't underestimate percentage all stat in the flame score. And practice Lotus and Damien when you have the time. But I think with the extra links and with the bind, I think you will have a lot of a lot better, a lot easier time. Yeah.
Wait, that means no one can give me stacks?
No one can give you stacks?
Yeah.
If you kill them too fast?
Yeah.
Well, Lotus and Damien aren't gonna die that quickly. They're still gonna be around.
But I still mean some people
Sometimes you have to pre-stack, right? To go into a boss fight? Yeah.
So people can't chase me and give me...
in Damien, yeah. Wait, was that me? Who did that?
Yeah, like, I still had the clip from it, right? Where like every single one of you literally went to me, like, I don't care about doing damage on Damien, just
make sure we give Pete stacks.
Yeah, just chase me down and give me stacks.
Who was it? Was it like Decmo or something? I don't remember who it was, but we were chasing
I think it was with you. I think no.
It was good times.
Yeah, dude. And even this one, like, I remember, man, dude, you was laughing so hard. I never saw it before, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I was really happy killing you with stacks. It was one of the best times of my life.
Wait, I think someone made it actually, like giving me stacks, and I died because of it.
Yeah. Because they didn't know how high you could go. They were just like chasing you for fun, and then they didn't know they would actually start fucking up the run with extra swords.
Let's see.
It was a good time. Yeah, link it in the chat if you find it. I want to get my 4 hours training in before the flag race in Ursus. So I have like 10 minutes of wiggle room. But is there anything else that you were wondering about?
No, that's it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll make sure you calculate your functional IED right after you do after you kind of get finished with your links. So make sure you add in the 9% of your of the major link once you have that, and add in the 20% for your boost nodes once that one is done, and then make sure that you're in the IED range in the progression grid. And if you're not quite there yet, then try to work maybe a little bit more on familiars.
Yeah.
So some maps that are easy to farm on is like Forsaken Excavation side, Fest 2. Has a really good drop rate. It'll be really easy with your Kana to farm there for a bunch of familiars.
Yeah.
And then just transfer them in storage, open them up, and then hopefully get some IED.
Alright.
Yes. Oh, and for familiars, if you get 1 badge complete, you'll unlock your 2nd slot, which will be really easy. But if you want to get the 3rd slot, you have to unlock 10 badges, which is a little harder to do. So 2 familiar slots is very easy, but 3 is a bit of work. Yeah. Maybe that's something for after the current events, because you'll have your hands full.
Yeah, I do, to be honest. Wait, I can't have 2 Maple clients open, right?
No, that shouldn't work, because the what is it? The Nexon security system should interfere with each other and should be like already running, can't run.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, everything clear? Alles klar?
Ja. Ja, alles klar, mein Süßer.
Na super then. Then,
yeah, I found the link, to be honest.
Okay.
I linked it in the Twitch channel.
Yeah, we'll look at it right after.
Nice.
Viel Spaß und viel Erfolg.
Vielen Dank.
Bitte sehr.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
No, but now I actually know what I need to do, because like...
Yeah, clear priorities.
Yeah, because when I log in, like...
There's so
I
much.
don't know what. Yeah, because just coming back to Maple after I don't know a few months and just playing PvE.
Yeah,
and
you don't want to
such.
do anything wrong, so you kind of do nothing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not actually. I just do bossing and
Oh yeah, just the bossing. Yeah.
and the dailies, right? That's it.
The things you know for sure won't be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But anyways.
yes.
Hmm?
Best of
Yeah,
luck.
go ahead. Yeah.
And I will see you in the chat, mein süßer Jungen.
Ja. Wir sehen uns auf jeden Fall.
Ja, wir sehen uns. Okay.
Hey, dude,
Später.
when do you have time, man?
Oh,
I need
like
to visit you.
to come over in real life.
Yeah, to come over and read.
We will make a date. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Master Hero too.
Okay. Get him out of Portugal. Go traveling.
Yeah, true. But anyways,
Yes.
thanks, mate.
Yes,
And
no
have
problem.
a great one, man.
Thank you. You too, man. See ya.
See you later.
Bye.